There we go. Hi, in today's video, we are going to talk about biting and why toddlers bite. I am an education specialist. I have been a director and a teacher. So today's video is about why children bite and what we can do to prevent it. It's also a great question for teachers who are interviewing to be a lead teacher or an assistant teacher at a child care center. This is always a question I would end up asking as a director to kind of see where they're at. I have an older child and a younger child. So with my toddler, I would focus on his older brother and say that biting hurts. Look, he is sad. You know, he has a mark. Oh, Johnny got bit, and I'm so sorry, Johnny, that you were hurt. Biting hurts, and you basically give the attention to the victim, the one that has been bit. So biting hurts, clear two-word statements, and focus on the victim. Remove the biter from the situation. So, of course, you want to separate them. You never, ever bite back as a parent because it teaches them violence, and it's not an acceptable way to actually solve the problem. So you want to identify the bite before it happens. You want to identify the triggers of what is causing this bite to happen. So you want to pay attention to when the child is tired, if they're hungry or frustrated, like what is causing them to socially want to bite. What's the reason they're biting? Sometimes it's over a toy. A child is upset with brother and doesn't know how to say, I really wanted that. So instead of saying, I want that back, brother, they bite. So teach your toddler how to express their feelings when they're upset. You look like you are angry. You look like you are sad. Tell me why you are sad. If they're old enough, you want them to say why. Use your words. You're a big boy. Tell me. So you want to find ways to role play and ask them to say what they need to say. So you want to praise your child when they do use the words appropriately. When you start to notice they're not biting as much and they're trying, you definitely want to praise them that they are trying to use their words. I see you shared with brother. Great job. You shared your toy. Or great job. You gave him a turn. Praising what they did correctly. And if you are in a child care where your child is biting, you want to communicate daily with the teacher, stay in regular communication, make sure you're using the same techniques at home as you are at school. So those are ways to kind of help prevent the biting. And again, biting is not uncommon. It does not mean your child is bad. Sometimes they just have trouble expressing their emotions, so they might not have the language skills that they need in order to stop biting. So they want to learn the language skills that they need to use, learn the words they need to use to express their feelings. And this will help minimize the biting, and also let the siblings that are in the family learn how to express to the little child that hurt. But definitely just find ways to show them that biting hurts, why we don't bite, and come up with ways to help. If it is a teething situation, come up with teethers. Can also be a reason that they're biting. So please remember that it's not abnormal, and it's not something that you scold about or punish. And please remain calm when it happens, and so that the child's not startled. They're not like, am I bad? You want to give them positive reinforcement. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this video.